Something's wrong. That roar. Could it have been the Count who finally realised we wouldn't be coming to his ceremony? He did make quite the effort to make us feel like honoured guests after all. And damn it, all that food was the best I ever ate. But now we are running off doing some mad quest. In order to what? Help this land? Or help ourselves? I'm not even sure which one it is anymore. The people here, and their villages. Maybe the Count isn't doing them such a disservice after all. They're worshipping gods like the Morning Lord and the Night's Mother, but none of those gods are actually here. Would it be so bad to listen to what this Count Strahd actually has to offer? No time to think about it now, Roshik. Rudolph, Esmeralda, where the hells are you? The gem. The gem. It's right there on that skull. Are these dragon bones? Focus, Roshik. Get the gem and get out. This is Red Moon role-playing.
The castle rumbles once again, as that bellow of anger and frustration echoes throughout its chambers. Still, immediately after there is silence, just as you, Roshek, pry that gem from the dragon's forehead and stumble a little on your chair before coming back to the ground with your prize in hand.
I look at it for a second. What does it look like?
It is a gleaming blue, almost translucent gem, much like you saw in the painting. You feel you can see within it some sort of indistinct luminescence, but in this place it seems rather darker than you'd imagined.
I pocket it, and I turn my attention to Cyrus, and I draw out my longsword. You will get us out of here now. You will take us to the portal.
Roman, what do you do?
I have been distracting my newfound friend here, inspecting his craft, but now seeing that Roshek has secured the jewel, the ruse is up. It is time to get out of here. Yes! You must take us away from here now. We must leave. Take us to the portal.
He blinks a few times, watching you, watching the sword. He whines a little to himself and clutches at a key around his neck that you notice he has hung there. Yes, you get to portal. Portal, yes, and he goes and collects a bag of bones in the corner that you notice was in this bone chamber, and he hauls it up and goes, "Come, I show you the way. Yes, you follow. Cyrus, I show you way. Portal. Yes, you come this way, this way."
Yes, Cyrus. And I grab him. Cyrus, it is imperative that you not deceive us now. I will curse you if you do that. And it will be a horrible, horrible curse that will make the rest of your life completely unbearable. You will wish for death. So, do not try to lead us astray or lead us to some trap. There is undoubtedly many in this castle. No, take us to where we want to go, and then you can go back to sculpting your bones and serving your master. Are we in agreement here? Am I making myself understood?
Roll me an intimidation check.
13.
he whines a little and struggles against you a little and sort of goes like, "Oh, horrible people, you curse me. I curse now whatever I do. Horrible, stinking, ugly man. You are. I got no hurt, Cyrus. Horrible people."
And I cast quickly thaumaturgy, and I make my eyes glow with a red light, looking very, very menacing. You heard what I said, Cyrus. Now, lead the way.
I nod, my eyes shining with an eagerness now that we have this prize. Let's go.
Yes, let's go.
He whimpers a little more and continues to carry that sack with him as he moves to one of the northern doors of this chamber and just sort of kicks it open. He scuttles along. What do you do?
I follow closely, making sure that he doesn't have any chance to scurry away or somehow get away from us. We need him to show the way because, frankly, without that guidance, we are lost here. This is a massive castle, and finding our way here was... it must have been Lathander's work. There's no other explanation for it. But we cannot rely upon his grace forever. We must make our own way. We must find our own way out of here.
I follow along just close by.
And you follow him into this new underground chamber. This 30-foot square room is in a shambles. Scattered furniture lies in heaps near the walls. Broken bones lie scattered amidst crumpled and crushed plate armor. Shields and swords jut from the walls as if driven into them by some tremendous force. 2 doors stand opposite one another in the center of the north wall and the south wall. A dark archway then leads out through the east wall.
Where to, Cyrus?
He doesn't say anything, he just grumbles a little and motions to the northern doors.
Yes, I push him a little bit ahead of me, trying to ensure that if there is a trap, he would be the one to spring it, not me.
And you push him forward and he bumbles through those doors, leading into another chamber, leading away from this ransacked room. Possibly, Rorschach, you think. Was this some sort of barracks or room where fighting men once dwelt? Hence all the ruined weapons and armor lying around the place.
I was first thinking that it almost looked like a sort of arena, or a very small one. When I was for a second worried that there would be some sort of guardian who had made short work of other things that suddenly would fall upon us as well. I don't trust this little rat leading us around for 1 minute.
Indeed, and you, as you go to that new set of doors, look to the east, and as I said, the archway basically expands into a further looking room, it seems. The light from the priest's spell just illuminates the area enough for you to see that. So it seems to continue to the east a little, but he is gesturing to this northern area. It's around this time, Roman, that you think to yourself how long you've been here. You must have been here at least now an hour. You recall the plan that was made. You wonder if your allies will be approaching soon, maybe even now.
Yes. And with that realization, I stop Cyrus and Rorschach, and I close my eyes and I pray to Lathander. I try to open up, yes, a connection with Esmeralda. I try to reach her through the ether, through the, yes, whatever is out there. And I cast sending.
What do you say?
Esmeralda, we have located the jewel. We are searching for the portal. We are underground.
Understood. Heading to meeting point. Van Richten is safe, yes?
Van Richten. We have not seen Van Richten.
He should be with you now.
He is not.
Heading to point, you must find him! And the spell ends.
Van Richten is... He's on his way, I think to myself. Where could he be? Could he have been trying to get in through the main entrance? I speak to Rorschach. He's on his way here. He's likely trying to find us.
I know, of course he is trying to find us. I thought he would try and come earlier.
Yes, I'm speaking about our friend, yes? That, the one who's coming to help us. It could be, as you say.
I'm tilting my head, clearly confused. My friend, does he mean... You mean the Count?
No, Rorschach, not the Count. Our other friend. Well, we shall see if we can locate him. But we must make our way out of here. That is our first priority.
Yeah, I nod, but I'm obviously still confused, seeing as I know that two friends would come, but I'm just gonna play along for now. It obviously doesn't want to say anything more in front of the little imp.
I make a motion towards the stake that I have with me. That friend.
Him? Do you think that was what was sounded then? That he made an attack?
It's possible, yes. The time has passed.
Working on his own, as that's like I thought he would.
Yes. Well, let us make haste. We still need to find our way. He's certainly capable of handling his own safety, so let us continue going. Yes, Cyrus, come on. Continue.
Cyrus looks at you both for a moment, grumbling to himself. He remarks, I hope your friend is as friendly as you are, then he will be dead soon. Stinking, horrible beast man and stupid priest. Get me in trouble, get me cursed. And he leads you into this new room. And it is a small, little room, in perfect order. A great table stands here with its chair, inkwell, and quill set carefully in place. Lances, swords, and shields that bear the Barovian crest are hung neatly on the dark panelled walls. It seems he has led you into what someone has made into a neat little office.
I look around. Is there anything that is of immediate interest?
Nothing immediately looks that interesting, although of course you can enter the room and search around a little.
No, we are in a hurry. We need to get out of here. We need Cyrus to show us the way. That is the only thing that is important. We have what we came for, after all. How much further, Cyrus? Where are you taking us? You aren't taking us into a trap, are you? You know what will happen then.
He snorts a little and remarks, Way to portal in here. Rahadin says so. I don't know where. You go find.
The portal is in here, in this room. Is that what you're saying?
Is close to portal, yes. I don't know. If you want, I can take you longer way around. You very angry, you very lead us immediately. I lead you immediately. I know this place go portal. But also other ways get there, up to you.
Yes, well, I suppose you have done as I asked then. There's something honorable about that. Well, why, don't you wait here while we search around and see what we can find. Rorschach, let us keep an eye on this critter as we search this room. What do you say?
I nod and, right, maybe there's some sort of hidden switch or something.
Yes. Where would a portal be? I look for... Are there any weapons or shields here that look especially magnificent or important?
So, as you move to enter the room and start investigating, what are you doing, Rorschach?
Well, I start looking around as well.
So you both enter the room and begin searching. Does this mean you've allowed Cyrus to stay outside as you told him to? He'd stand by the doorway, is that correct?
Now, he's inside the room while we're there, and if there's a door, we're going to close the door behind us while we're searching. We don't want him scampering off. And before we get much further into the room, I shall cast Find the Traps. I close my eyes, praying to Lathander. I pray to him to reveal any traps here, anything that may cause us harm.
You cast your spell, and the room is briefly illuminated in your mind anyway, with the familiar sensation of that spell. And no, you see nothing that would be considered a trap.
Excellent, excellent. Roshek, the room is clear of traps, but, well, there may be other magics in here, of course. If there's a portal, certainly there would have to be magic. And let us search.
Roshek, what is your passive perception?
13.
You begin to look around the room, taking into account that it is now partially lit by Roman's glowing orb of light. However, there are still elements of the room that are dark, and it is from this side of the room, from behind, you suddenly feel a prickling on your shoulder, just as some sort of claw reaches out from behind you, and you turn just in time to feel it slash against you as you are caught by surprise.
And I stagger back and I raise my shield.
You are able to bring up your shield just in time, reflecting this nebulous form you suddenly see before you, though it was a close one. You see something emerging from the wall, a hideous, demonic being with sharp horns and black-shadowed wings, and yet it's very hard to see. It almost seems to be composed of darkness. Roll initiative.
13.
19.
Very well. Battle has begun with this hissing demonic creature that has just popped out of the wall, out of the darkness. What do you do, Roshek?
I grumble. We're not alone. And don't know what kind of being this is, or how effective my sword will be, but there's only one way to find out. I want to fight with it so that I'll get to know it somehow. It's something that just itches me. And I lash out to do a feint as a bonus action. And then I go to attack to see if it has bought my deception.
Very well. Do your move.
I roll a... It's 21.
Your weapon hits. Do your damage.
17.
17 damage.
Yes.
You feel your blade strike out and hit this creature straight through the chest. For a moment, you feel some resistance, but then that very subtle glow to your weapon kicks in. It is, after all, mildly enchanted, as you remember, and that helps drive your blade forwards. It shrieks in agony as black nebulous shadow spills from its body.
I am pleased with the reaction I hoped for. This beast might not be so tough after all. And I go to do another attack. And I roll 15.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
14.
And another hit strikes it in the arm. More black shadows spilling from this creature as it howls in frustration. You get the feeling that its main advantage there had been getting the jump on you, which you seem to have now robbed it of.
Destroy it.
Roman, it is your turn.
That is what I intend to do. If this is a creature of darkness, then let there be light, I say, and I pray to Lathander to give me the power of his holy light, and I unleash my guiding bolt upon this dark monstrosity. And I roll my attack. 25.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
17.
You unleash your bolts of holy fury, and the room is briefly lit up with luminescent energy. And this creature is vaporized before you. It cannot withstand such holy energies you feel, and in moments it is gone, merely oozing shadow remaining, and nothing more.
I breathe out and I look for Cyrus. Is he still with us?
He bolts to the door, barging it down, and spends his turn running straight out of it.
And seeing that, if we are still in some kind of combat, I will try to catch him by using hold person.
Roshek, is there anything you would have done yourself as it was your turn next? Otherwise, we can have him cast hold person.
I think this little thing is probably just running away from the fight. But I more warily look around to see if anything else would be on its way out from the darkness, rather than paying the little Ceres any more mind.
And then I yell after Cyrus, "Not so fast, stop!" And I cast hold person. And he must roll now a wisdom save against 14.
He yowls in frustration, making a weird sort of barking sound, or rather a barking sound if a duck could bark anyway. And he stumbles along. However, you feel as you reach forward to hold him in place, he's just moved a little too far, and your concentration slips. He keeps going. He's stopped for a moment, but seems to break out of your spell, and then vanishes into the darkness, tossing aside his lantern, and for now, vanishing into darkness unless you pursue him back into the hallway beyond.
No, now we must act quickly here. It is time to find this portal and get out of here. Right, Roshek, let us look. Let's see what we can find.
Agreed.
Indeed, and for now, the room is silent once again, although you can hear echoing a little far off the muttering and quacking sounds of Cyrus as he seems to be running away somewhere. What do you do? For now, the room is peaceful once again.
I'll begin by casting another light cantrip in here and just try to illuminate the area better so that there's nothing else waiting in the darkness. And then I begin looking through the things that are in this room. There were many weapons, yes? Something like an office. Is there anything in here that may hold a portal somehow?
Roll me a perception check. Both of you.
Yeah, I'm starting to look around as well. Tossing things around me down from the walls just to look for some sort of hidden switch or anything that could be hidden in here. I roll 19.
16.
As you search around the room, you begin patting the walls, inspecting these items, and you can't help but notice suddenly, the western wall of the room, you feel give away a little. After a push, it moved slightly. What do?
I give it a harder shove.
And with a bit of effort, a door is revealed, hidden in the wall. It seems to lead into a chamber with stairs going downwards.
I suppose this might be the way. But what was it you wanted to say about a friend?
He's on his way. Van Richten is on his way.
What about Esmeralda? Isn't she with him?
No, they were separated. I don't know what has happened there, but he is here, she is not. But, well, I don't think that we can spend any time trying to look for him. Cyrus is on his way, surely, to his master now. Let us move down here. Van Richten he's a big boy. He can take care of himself. He's way more powerful than either one of us are, so yes.
That's why it would be a shame to lose that potential ally. You can't reach him, can you, with your thing, communication?
I could. I will do that. You are right. We should treasure this acquaintance, this ally. and I cast Sending yet again, this time reaching out for the mind of Van Richten.
Very well. What do you say?
Have located Jewel. We are on our way down. Think we might have found portal. Where are you?
The response you get is distracted sounding, as if something's occurring and he can't quite focus. You must keep going down. Good, Hurry! Hurry! They are coming for you! And unfortunately, he seems too distracted to say anything else.
He seems to be occupied, likely engaged with our dear friend the Count.
He's buying us time. He's buying us time.
He urged us to hurry, urged us to make haste. Let us follow his word, and let us get as far away from this place as we can.
I grunt and I start moving down the stairs.
And I follow closely behind.
You begin to move into this very old, dark hallway. You immediately notice a great deal of cobwebs and dust in this area. Clearly, it's not used that often. As you descend down the stairs, you notice they go down for some time, probably taking you at least definitely to another lower level. What do you do?
This feels like the right way, yes. There was something about portals underground, yes? This must be where we need to go.
It doesn't seem to be used very often. I thought he might be using it if he was traveling all the way around the realm, but maybe he just does that without them.
He has his horse, yes, he has his magical powers. I doubt that he has that much need for a portal, but we certainly do.
Well, we're halfway into this already. No going back now.
No, we have rolled the dice, and now we just have to see what comes up.
You descend down the stairs as they cycle around in a spiral. Are you running down the stairs? Are you taking your time? Tell me what you're doing.
I'm moving carefully, actually. I still don't trust this place. I have taken the lead, and I'm moving as slow as I think we can afford.
Yes, and I'm following. I keep a slight distance, but not much, just enough so that if he were to, get caught in some trap, that I may still be able to offer assistance and get him out of it, and not get caught myself.
Both of you roll perception checks.
15.
13.
Who's leading the way?
Me.
Roshek, you step about halfway down the stairs, and just as you're about to step forward, you notice on the floor in front of you some sort of difference. There's something on the stairs that looks a little out of place right in front of you, although it could be stepped over. It's only on one step. What do you do?
And I hold my step. I just freeze. Wait. There's something there.
I stop hearing that command. Is it another trap? Another one of those that we encountered earlier, perhaps?
Yeah, but it's just this step. I'm not sure. It looks like it's been tampered with. I think we can get past it.
Yes. Would you be so kind as to take the lead? I will be ready with a healing spell, should something unfortunate befall you, my friend.
I just wait for him to step back a little bit, and then I try to take a long step over it.
You take a long step over this step, and immediately notice a slight shimmering come below you, and then a popping sound. You then notice, as you turn round and look at Roman, right behind him is the Count, smiling at you both.
Damn it.
Treading where you do not belong. Now, you die! Roll initiative.
5.
9.
Roshek, it is your turn. What do you do? The Count is right behind Roman.
My initial thought is that we should just try and run from him. But, I can't just leave with Roman so close to him. So I make for a lunging attack past Roman and onto the Count.
Indeed. You will barge Roman out of the way and make your lunging attack.
I roll... On a hit chance, I roll 22.
Roll your damage.
I roll 17.
Roman, you are perhaps slightly taken aback, first by noticing that something is behind you, and also as Roshek barges you aside to get behind you. Roshek, you are battle ready, and your blade strikes true, straight through the Count, and into the wall directly next to him. Your weapon clangs back at you with the force you put in. The Count chuckles a little as he fades into mist. Not even mist, he's suddenly gone. And you are standing on the stairs, slightly caught off balance, having just hit the wall very hard with your weapon.
And I stumble and I swing around, just cleaving air where I thought he might have dodged off to. It was an illusion.
Yes, an illusion. I'm sort of trying to avoid Roshek, who's like throwing his blade around. Yes, an illusion. He is after all famous for just that. But it does mean that he knows where we are. We must make haste now.
Well, hurry, it's shimmering just down below us. We should be close by.
Go.
And I try to jump over the step again to run down.
You do so, although, Roman, you take a moment to look and swear that step seems totally fine now. But you are in a hurry and it doesn't matter as you descend down those stairs, which straighten out suddenly and become more straight going, directly downwards, leading, it seems, finally to a chamber where a low light seems to be coming from within. What do you do?
Where is that light coming from?
It's just up ahead, that chamber. I move along as quietly as I can.
Yes, and I follow as well. We must make haste, but at the same time, there may be traps here as well. Let us be careful.
You're right. I try to increase my pace to a slow trot.
You come to the bottom of the stairs and see before you a chamber with torches that are where the light is coming from. What do? You can enter the chamber. The only other way to go is back up the stairs.
Well, I go in. I don't hesitate now. I have my shield up, and I hope to be ready for whatever might come.
Lathander, please save us from harm here. Please let us find the portal, please. I know you're far away, but please. We need you.
You enter the room, which is a 30 feet square room, rising to a 20-foot tall flat ceiling. Before you, a stone brazier burns fiercely in the center of the room, but its tall white flame produces no heat. The rim of the brazier is carved with 7 cup-shaped indentations spaced evenly around the circumference. Within one of these indentations is a spherical stone, twice the diameter of a human eyeball and made of a coloured crystal. You also notice on one of the walls nearby there is a very ornate-looking cabinet, though it is securely locked by the looks of it. Overhead of the brazier, a wood-framed hourglass as tall and wide as a dwarf hangs 10 feet above the brazier, suspended from the ceiling by thick iron chains. All the sand is stuck in the upper portion of this hourglass, seemingly unable to run down into the bottom. 2 9-foot-tall iron statues of knights on horseback, poised to charge with swords drawn, stand in deep alcoves on the eastern and western side of this chamber, facing each other. The brazier sits between those. And looking a little further to the north of this room, it seems like the room continued to some sort of curtain, and you can't see what's beyond this reddish curtain for the moment. What do?
What's this? I feel my skin prickle, thinking about the illusion from before, and then this is not what I expected.
Yes, this must be some kind of construction, something that Kazan made, perhaps. Let us check what is behind the curtain over there. Perhaps there may be some answer there. Otherwise, we have to try and figure out if there's a mechanism here or what is going on.
Yeah, maybe we need something from the cupboard there. Something that's supposed to be burnt. And I move towards the curtain.
As you enter the room further, you also immediately notice, looking now behind you, that the room does have other entrances. You've come from a stairwell that is to the left of the room. Directly in the center of the room, on the same wall, are a pair of large stone slab doors. And then you notice another door on the right-hand side, currently open, that seems to lead to another staircase going upwards from this room.
I wonder if we're in this sort of center below the castle. Many places seem to lead here.
Yes, indeed they do. There is something important here.
I move up to the curtains.
You peek behind the curtains, and for the moment can see little, although your dark vision does then adjust into this dark chamber beyond with no light, and you could just about see what look like two chairs, sort of directly before you, and then there's some sort of balcony, and then you can't see beyond that, but the balcony then seems to descend into darkness, and the rest of this dark chamber beyond the curtains.
Looks like some sort of viewing alcove. And I just leave it, and I go to this cupboard to see if I can get it open.
You attempt to open it. It is locked. Quite sturdy looking as well, this cabinet.
Anyway, I can break it open or bend open the lock with the side of my blade.
You can attempt to smash it or jimmy it open with your weapon. Would you like to roll me a strength check?
Yes, I'll do that.
I will, as he starts to do that, I will briefly touch him, and I will say, Lathander is with you. And I will cast the cantrip Guidance, which allows you to add 1d4 to this ability check.
So that means I get a 27.
You put a great deal of effort into trying to jimmy open this cabinet, and you feel a bit of a clunk, and then you drive forward again, and then the door breaks open, and the doors open, revealing not a lot really, other than a small area with more small circular stones. Much like the one currently already in place on the brazier, these ones are different colours.
Maybe the brazier's some sort of portal, and you put the right stone in, you get to the right place.
Yes, I thought that as well. Let us see what we can do with these stones. Let us see if we can trigger the portal to activate, or I don't know how portals work, but surely these stones are important.
I let him examine the stones, see if you find the one that you think would be right, and I go over to look at the brazier, see if there's is there some sort of entrance? Can I stick my hand into it?
So you see before you, as I said, this open brazier with this currently white glowing flame emanating from it, but it doesn't seem to actually emanate any heat. One little stone is already there, the little violet one, and do you attempt to pass your hand through this flame or move it around? What were you doing?
Yes, I try that. I try to pass my hand through the flame.
You do this and are surprised to feel nothing. Your hand is not on fire. It feels like you're touching nothing. It just passes harmlessly through the white flame as you look up and see that hourglass above it.
What about the hourglass? Maybe that signals how long a portal would be open or something.
Yes, Roman, you were struggling to remember, but you were pretty sure that you saw sketches of this. This must be the room. It has the hourglass, the brazier. This is some sort of magically designed room. This has to be the room, although you cannot work out what you're supposed to do.
Yes. And we have the stones, and we have the ability to place them around the brazier in some way. Perhaps we can match them up. There's room for how many stones?
There seem to be indentations for 7. Although, looking at it from here, they just look like resting places. You're not entirely sure how you would interact with that, beyond simply putting them there.
I suppose that is what we will have to try and attempt. Going in blind into something like this is incredibly dangerous. What if we were to open a portal to one of the dark dimensions or dark planes out there? But at the same time, we are in such a place right now. We have no option but to trust in Lathander, trust in his guidance. He will guide my hand. Yes, I know it. He will guide my hand, and I will put the right stone in. And that is what I pray for. And I move up with the stones, and I look at them, and I will attempt to put one of them in. What does my instinct tell me? Which one of these stones feels like the right one?
Well, I suppose your instinct would simply go with the most logical thing first. One of the stones is already next to the brazier. The others were locked up in this cabinet. Which better one to try than the one close at hand?
Yes. All right. I shall attempt that then.
What do you do with this stone as you pick it up?
This is a resting place that the stone was in, right? Is there any place to place it, or would one have to move it into the flame, perhaps?
You can see no other place to put it other than where it just was. Nothing changes, by the way, as you pick it up. There is only the brazier's flames.
As I do that, I try to place another stone into this resting place. Does that change anything, or is this simply where one places the stone after it has been used?
You pick one at random and put it down in another slot, yes? Nothing happens.
So, right. Well, the flame it is then. I shall try this purple one, since that is the one that was there. It must have been used recently. I will attempt to place it within the flame. Roshik having already confirmed that it is of no danger, I grip the stone and I move it into the white flame, all the while praying to Lathander to keep me safe. I am doing something that I do not understand. I can only trust in his guidance.
You place the stone into the fire, and immediately it changes colour to match the stone. Violet now the flame is. And just in front of you, you see a swirling distortion right in front of the brazier, and some sort of window begins to open, swirling purple energies. It's taking its time, but you notice as it does this, the sand in the hourglass begins to move, going now into the bottom half. What do you do?
This must be the time that the portal remains open. Can I see anything on the other side? Is it just the color? Is there any feeling that I get of what may be waiting for us on the other side?
You begin to see some distortion and then something, mainly because of the light you're illuminating from this chamber. Can you see another chamber? Yes, you think you can, and maybe even a little window leading to somewhere with a window. Yes, you can definitely see these things. And as you're thinking on this, you hear footsteps coming from the staircase where you just were, and also from another staircase on the right end of the room.
Rorschach, we have company. Come, let's go. And I try to move into the portal. That is something that I can do, yes?
It is, and the second you step through it, you feel a strange lurching sensation, and you are somewhere else. It's slightly disorientating. You don't have much time to think on it. Rorschach, He has just stepped through this shimmering portal that has opened now, and he is now on the other side, although he looks very blurry and indistinct. What do you do? Those footsteps are coming.
What's happened to the gem that he placed in the brazier?
You can't currently see it. You do have a look up and see the hourglass is continuing to empty. It's already half done. It won't be that long before it's fully finished.
I wish I could take that gem back and make sure he doesn't follow, but there's nothing to it, and I'll go into it as well.
And you step through, and you find yourself again standing next to Roman, somewhere else, in a rather small chamber in some sort of tower. You suddenly feel immensely cold, and you look behind you and you can still see, although already it seems to be getting smaller, the shimmering room that you just left, now on the other side of this portal. What do you do?
Yeah, I try to see where I am. Is there any place we've been to before?
It is not. You are in some new interior.
Do I get a sensation of if it's in the castle still?
Hard to say. You feel very spatially unaware, although you, again, are feeling very cold. You did not feel that a few moments ago. You also notice that this chamber seems to have some stairs that go up through the ceiling to perhaps another level, and you do notice there does seem to also be an old wooden door here, currently barred from this side.
Where are we? Why is it so cold here?
I try to focus on the ring, see where Esmeralda is in relation to this position I am.
She is very far away. However, she is very far away in an easterly direction. Well, when you last tried this, she was very far away in the west. So you have definitely changed your location.
We've travelled west, somewhere past Esmeralda.
I see. Well then, we must no longer be in the castle. Surely that is good news. Well, the door is barred here. Shall we make our way up and see if we can see something outside? Perhaps there's a reason why it is barred. Perhaps there is something out there.
Do you turn to look at the portal that is now starting to close behind you?
Yes.
And you see, just beyond in the shimmering chamber, multiple individuals entering the room you were just in. Various priests, actually, or you think Roman people garbed in priest wear, and some women garbed in very fine clothing. You also notice Rahadin. He blinks a little and looks at you, smiling before remarking aloud, "Don't worry, we'll be along shortly. It doesn't take long to reopen these portals."
And, right. We'll have to move then.
Yes, quickly now, quickly. But good, we have at least made progress.
And you just notice then suddenly a bit of a disturbance and the portal begins to get smaller and smaller. But wait, Roman. There's a disturbance. You just suddenly see Rahadin turn round and you, Roshek, hear a roar. And then the portal closes. And the room falls suddenly darker again before your glowing light lights up this chamber. You can only wonder what occurred on the other side. All you know now is that there is no way back.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the campaign Curse of Strahd for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Curse of Strahd was designed by Christopher Perkins and based on the adventure Ravenloft, written by Tracy and Laura Hickman in 1983. Dungeons & Dragons is published by Wizards of the Coast. The music is created by Metatron Omega, Flowers for Body Snatchers, and Word Clock, and is used with permission from their label Cryochamber. Visit cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for more tasty dark ambient. A new episode of Red Moon Roleplaying is released every Friday. Please like our Facebook page and give us feedback, comments and input there. You can also visit us at redmoonroleplaying.com. Finally, a huge thank you to our growing base of supporters. You are truly amazing and inspire us so much to keep going with the show. If you haven't yet found us on Patreon, please have a look at the links in the description and see if you want to show your appreciation and encourage our work with the show there. While the show will always be free of charge to our listeners, Patreon supporters have access to extra material such as our bonus Q&A podcast Ask for the Moon, where we discuss all topics and questions our Patreons have for us. You can even get access to the full-length, raw and unedited versions of our gaming sessions way before they are released as finished episodes. Thank you for listening. Looking forward to meeting again next week.